Greetings, Manna 3301 students. I'm so glad to be able to put another video out there, and the one we missed last week because of my travel schedule. I do apologize. I missed being able to do these for you, but glad we're back on track. We're really winding down in our last couple of three sessions before review week and before we go on into the taking the final exam. So a couple things I wanted to do in this video is to give you some instructions on how to proceed going forward. The key things that we've done now that we've completed our last written assignment of the 4 is to start looking toward the semester-long instructions and assignments that will be due on review week in session 15. Primarily, these are two major papers. The first paper is the interview with a manager paper. It is worth 100 points toward your cumulative points of score. You will find the instructions for the interview with the manager paper in the syllabus. It's under the portion that talks about requirements for the class. What the paper basically entails is the selection of a manager of your choosing and you to interview them and ask them questions based on the material that we've covered in our class and in our text throughout this semester. I recommend that no less than 5 but upwards of 10 questions. The paper is to be at least 5 pages, double spaced. You can identify the manager, or in some cases managers don't want to be identified in papers, and that's fine. You can simply identify them as the manager that I interviewed or something of that nature. But what I want you to do is ask them questions pertaining to the material that we've covered, and then just sort of note their response as to how that particular subject has impacted their managerial life. And then give me some insight as to what you took away from the interview. It'll give you sort of a real-world perspective of what we see in the text and how it may or may not be playing out in the managerial lives of those who are out in the working world. The second paper is a service learning paper. Given the objective of Dallas Baptist University to put into the world in every possible area of discipline servant leaders, we want you to take this opportunity to write a paper about some kind of service-related project that you have engaged in. It could be anything from teaching Sunday school or going on a mission trip or volunteering somewhere in the local community, something of that nature. Tell us a little about what you did, why you selected that particular activity to be engaged in, and then what you took away from it. What were you expecting going in? Were those expectations met, or was it something entirely different? So give us some kind of indication of the project that you chose to participate in, what you did, and then just sort of what you took away from it, knowing that you had contributed to an organization or to a project with your service. Okay. Both of these papers are due any time between now and the end of session 15, the review week. It needs to be sent to me in the form of a Word attachment or a document attachment. The service learning paper needs to be at least 2 pages long, double spaced. I just want to know, what you've experienced in your service learning, and I want to know what you've learned from managers out there that you know with some of the material that we've covered in the text. The service learning paper is worth 25 bonus points, so they're not factored in to the regular scoring, but there are 25 additional points that will help you make up where perhaps some assignment fell a little short somewhere else in the semester. Well, we're winding down, and it's this will be one of many times where I will tell you that it's been my pleasure to work with you this semester, and I hope that you've taken away some little nugget of truth that you didn't have when you started this semester. I been working with DBU for quite a number of years now, and that this is the portion of the semester where I really hope that some kind of connection has been made and that some kind of truth has been passed on to you, or some piece of information. For some of you may remember the movie Mr. Holland's Opus, a Richard Dreyfuss movie from a number of years ago, where it's a music teacher, a band director in a high school, and he always, the teaching was just something that he had to do to pay the bills. He was a composer, and what he wanted to do was write an epic piece of American music. And really what it boiled down to at the end of the movie was he really didn't know the contributions that he had made to so many people until they all returned on his retirement. And he saw what his opus was, and the opus of being a contributing factor in so many lives. Your professors go through this very thing. So it is our divine hope that we have shared something with you during the semester that resonates and that you'll be able to use going forward. Well, enough waxing philosophic. I'm really excited about the semester that we have had. I've really enjoyed getting to know some of you. And for those of you who are on the baseball team, I actually went to my first DBU baseball game last Saturday. So congratulations on your win on the first game Saturday with Southern Illinois. Great job, guys. Keep up the good work in representing DBU and all that not only the baseball team does, but all of us do when we wear those letters on a hat or on a shirt or represent ourselves as a member of the DBU family. So thanks for letting me wax on here a little bit, and I will look forward to seeing you next time on next week's video. Bye now.